Hey everybody, it's Christy. Hope you're having a good day, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you're at. First, I want to say thank you all so much for the overwhelming amount of prayers and support I got last night for my daughter. She did have to go to the hospital. They got the bleeding to stop. They observed her for a little while and she did get to come home, made it through the night without any more of the terrible nosebleeds. So far, so good today. It was a very long, tense night. I am in 100 different kinds of pain, I guess, where I was so tense yesterday, and then I guess I finally relaxed and all the pain has settled in. So, unfortunately, I overslept this morning. I woke up, the presser was already happening for Debbie Collier. I did go back and watch it and made notes. I watched it twice, I made notes, so that's what we're going to talk about today. I also wanted to let you know that memberships are now available for the channel. Do not feel obligated. Just a few fun things. You will get a little Steve badge next to your name, and there are member only emojis that you will be able to use in chat. There are a few of Steve. One of them, he's saying cluck that, and one he is saying it's time for Young and the Restless. And there is going to be a doggy detective emoji as well. I'll be uploading some more, but I just wanted to go ahead and get those put in there for you in case you would like to join. We will also do member only lives where you can talk to me, you can ask me anything you want to know within reason. And there will be member only videos for you as well. Like I said, don't feel obligated. Support for the channel is fantastic, but you can support my channel by just giving me likes and by subscribing. If for some reason you want to support me by sending me something, there are links in the description box. My link tree is there, as well as CashApp, Venmo, PayPal, whatever, but never feel obligated to do that. I'm not here to ask you for money. Of course, it's appreciated. It would go right back into the channel. And as I mentioned before, when I reached this level of subscribers, any money that we do take in here on the channel, we will be making a donation to a worthy organization that we will decide on together as a group. Okay, so I think that's everything that I needed to mention before we dive in. Like I said, I overslept. I woke up on time and I was like, okay, cool. And I laid there and I guess I fell back to sleep. And I woke up and it was already going. And then I watched it, like I said, twice. I went through and made a bunch of notes on what they said. We can talk about what do we know now. And there was a little bit of information that I found out, a little more about the location of the Family Dollar and how there might be a tie to Amanda. It's kind of speculative now. I have not confirmed it for sure, but we'll get into that at the end after we talk about the presser. So let's go. Also, forgive the way I look, but if you're new to the channel, I always say cases are more important than faces. So regardless of what I look like, we're just going to press through. Okay, so the public information officer, his name was Colonel Kogod, something like that. Colonel K, we'll call him. He came out first. He said, Additional surveillance footage from neighboring stores show Debbie left the Family Dollar at 3:09. She got in her van and she sat in the parking lot for 10 minutes. At 3:19, she leaves the parking lot and heads south on Georgia 15. So they narrowed the time frame beginning at 3:19 p.m. on Saturday the 10th and ending at 12:44 Sunday the 11th. So that would mean she left the dollar store, she got in her van. While she was sitting there, the Venmo was sent at 3:17, and we found out yesterday that her phone was shut off at 3:17, and then 2 more minutes she's in the parking lot, and then she leaves. They said the case is very complex in nature and has a lot of questions and unknowns that are not found in a typical investigation. They said it's going to take significantly more time than the 19 days that have passed since the discovery to solve this crime, which I was really surprised by that, because I've felt all along that this would go fairly quickly, and they're saying it's going to take significantly more time. And I guess it's because they're waiting on the final autopsy report, the toxicology, information to come back from search warrants that they've served, subpoenas, things like that. But I was really hoping they could wrap this up quickly. They said they are working diligently to put together facts and evidence to support a motive and identify a person or persons of interest. And they really stress the fact that they are trying to make a very strong, very airtight case against whomever they end up charging with this crime. They are taking their time, dotting their I's, crossing their T's. They want to have everything right because they want justice for Debbie and her family. So, in the grand scheme of things, that's great. I'm glad to hear that they're doing that. I mean, I hate that we're going to have to wait possibly several more weeks or months, but it's good that they're making that much effort to make sure that when they charge somebody, they will pay for what they did. So then George Cason came up. He is the lead investigator. He said that some of his statements were very interesting, especially when I went back and listened the second time. Amanda did receive the Venmo. They're still waiting on more information to determine where the Venmo was sent from. Police are in possession of Debbie's cell phone. It was found at the crime scene. They are still waiting on cause of death. They're waiting to get the full report from the medical examiner's office. Sorry, I've got a grumpy Sam gremlin in the background again today. Okay. He went on to say that they have served multiple search warrants on multiple different cell phone carriers to get all pertinent data to hopefully help establish a better timeline. No one, including family members, have been ruled out at this time. They have, quote, ever developing leads, unquote. They are continuing to investigate Debbie's activities from September 10th, but they won't give information about search warrants because they don't want to show their hand and tip off potential persons of interest. They are trying to obtain additional video footage of Debbie as she traveled southbound on Georgia 15 towards Tallulah Falls. They are still treating this as a murder investigation, and they said they will not change that. They do not know, this was interesting, they do not know where the money is that was sent to Amanda through Venmo. They are still obtaining information regarding when it was sent, where it was sent, and what device it was sent from. That kind of threw me for a loop, because if she sent it to Amanda, and they earlier said Amanda received the Venmo, then Amanda should have the money, right? But they don't know where the money is, so I thought it was interesting. So someone asked the question, were there any visible signs of trauma to the body indicating a murder? They answered saying they're still waiting on the full report from the medical examiner. They only know about the burns, but because of those burns, they are treating this as a murder. It was not a random act of violence. No information or evidence at this point shows that this was something random. It was someone she knew or had some association with. This act was deliberate and personal. Debbie's purse was recovered from the crime scene. The same one that was seen in the video from the Family Dollar was at the crime scene and was recovered and is in evidence. School zone cameras from Tallulah Falls picked up the van traveling northbound just south of Victory Home Lane at 2:17 p.m. on Saturday, September 10th. They have not found footage as of now showing her coming back south. They are looking into the delay between Amanda getting the Venmo at 3:17 because it worried her, remember? So they're looking into the delay between Amanda getting the Venmo that worried her and the time that the missing persons report was filed. As you remember, there were a few hours in there that Amanda said she was driving around Walmart, Ulta, and all that looking for her mom. If that Venmo worried her so much, apparently even police are wondering, why did it take you so long to file the missing persons report? A question was asked, why was drug-related marked on the report? The answer was, when patrol deputies respond to a scene like this and they don't know what they have, they normally mark what may be applicable. In this case, because it was so questionable and there were so many unknowns when they got to the scene, they marked it as a possibility that it might be drug-related. However, at this time, the investigation is not leading them in that direction. Question was asked about the tip that Amanda had been at Family Dollar. Remember, I showed you that news report that, I'm so sorry, it was really hard to hear, where allegedly Amanda had said that she was at the store. That's what they're addressing here. Amanda said in an interview with law enforcement that her mom went to Family Dollar to buy supplies to help her clean up her apartment when she moved back to Georgia. Sorry, there's a scuffle going on in the background. Investigator Garrison came up. He is the other investigator in the case. I gave you Cason and Garrison's numbers at the beginning of the case. They're the ones you contact for any information in the case. Investigator Garrison said that he pulled video footage from the store and talked to everyone at the store. Based off of that, they determined Debbie was there. The clerk was asked if Amanda had been in there, and after being shown photos, the clerk said, "No, I remember seeing the mother, not the daughter." Amanda said she talked on the phone with her mom on Saturday afternoon, but they said that they didn't have the report with them, so they can't remember the exact time of the conversation, and no information was given regarding what that conversation was about. Steve works for a private company called the Optimist Club to park cars in the Synovus Bank parking lot for the UGA football games, which we've already talked about. They have video confirming that Steve was there from 9 a.m. to 4:06 p.m. on Saturday. They said it was very probable that Debbie could have been alive at the time she went down the ravine. Autopsy will help narrow down time of death. She may have survived being burned but they need the reports to answer those questions. All items, and then he kind of corrected himself and said, or the majority of items purchased at the Family Dollar were found at the crime scene. Amanda was living in Maryland with her brother, which I showed you yesterday that I had found the connection between an address for Amanda and the same address being her brother's. And they confirmed today, yes, she had been living with her brother in Maryland before moving back to Georgia on Thursday, the 8th. And I thought this was a great quote because I feel the exact same way. And apparently the investigators are having the same problem as all of us are. He said, with this investigation, it seems like once we get on track, we're thrown a curveball. That was investigator Cason. Man, I feel you on that one because, like I said, the more we learn, I feel like the less we know. They said Amanda has been asked but has not given any insight as to why Debbie would have sent a message like that. GBI has given a 6-week time frame for autopsy. Once it's back in, law enforcement said they will give us another update. They said that it was fast-tracked, so maybe it won't take 6 weeks, but in the Kylie Rodney case, they said it would be 4 to 6 weeks for toxicology, and so far it seems like it's taking that long, so we will just have to see. They did not indicate that there would be any updates prior to that, but I guess if something significant changes, they will let us know. It sounds like they really want to give factual updates to us because there is so much information floating around there in social media world and just media world, period. Newspapers, news stations, everybody. And it was a news station that told us Amanda gave the tip about being at Family Dollar, and apparently that was wrong. So I appreciate the fact that they want to give us factual, up-to-date information. Now, the link I was telling you about to the Family Dollar location and Amanda. Now, as I said, speculation here. This is not confirmed yet. It's just another rabbit hole that I've decided to throw myself in. So if you look on Amanda's LinkedIn, she worked for Habitat for Humanity in Baltimore, Maryland. And moving back to Georgia, if she transferred or wanted to continue to work for Habitat for Humanity, there is one right by that Family Dollar. At the bottom of the arrow is the Family Dollar store where Debbie was last seen. And at the top arrow is the Habitat for Humanity thrift store, I guess. So that's kind of interesting. I mean, could that be why she was at that particular Family Dollar? It's still hard for me to believe if she was going there to buy supplies. I don't see you driving that far when you have all these other options of places to go much closer to home. There definitely had to be a reason she was in that area at that Family Dollar. Just need to figure out what that reason is. So, I don't know. Like I said, it's just a rabbit hole that I'm going to follow and see if I can find out for sure if maybe Amanda works there. It would be interesting. It could maybe be a clue. I don't know. But that's it. That's all we learned from the presser. So let me know your thoughts. Like I said, I thought a few of the things that we found out were interesting. It was good to know they found her purse because a lot of people had begun to wonder, since Amanda said that the purse was at home, did Debbie have the purse at Family Dollar? And then somehow magically the purse got returned to Debbie's house perhaps using the key in the blue flower pot to get in to put it in there. But they say that the purse seen in the video was found at the crime scene and is in evidence. It's also interesting to know that her phone was found at the crime scene, and it's also in evidence, which is good. Very weird, though, that they don't know where the Venmo money is. That one got me. I mean, I would think that would be one of the easiest things to figure out in this case, but I don't think there is anything easy with this one, guys. I really don't. So let me know your thoughts. Let me know what you're thinking after the presser. Any questions that you want me to dig into, anything you want me to look at that you picked up on, and I will definitely do that. I am going to try to relax a little bit. My amazing husband has offered to bring dinner home tonight for us, so I don't have to worry about dinner tonight. Gonna try to have a bit of a relaxing afternoon, but every time I say that, something breaks in a case, and we'll just have to see what happens. I do have a couple other videos planned. I have promised you a Kylie video, and I'm going to do an update on Eliza Fletcher. Maybe today. We'll see. Like I said, we're all very tired after quite a day yesterday. Thank you again for all of your prayers. They worked. We are so appreciative. She is doing better. Just tired. She has a headache. She's lightheaded. But she's not having the massive nosebleeds anymore. So thank you so much. It's great to know that you guys care that much about us. So thank you for spending a little bit of your day with me to learn about the information from today's presser in the Debbie Collier case. I hope you guys have a great rest of your day and that you have wonderful plans for your weekend ahead. And as always, I will see you all in the next one.